Hi, how's it going everyone? Welcome back to Stardew Therapy, where we talk about everyday issues and hopefully through these sharings you know that you're not alone in facing these issues alone, no matter where you are, which continent you are in or which country you are in, because we are kind of like similar, right? We're all humans after all. And we go through setbacks, we go through anxiety, we go through fears, and my greatest hope for this therapy is that this video you can find some companionship or relatability through these shared issues, and perhaps there will be some insights that you can gather from this as well. It's not meant to fix you. I think therapy is still pretty important, but knowing that you are not alone in facing these issues kind of is comforting. I think it's pretty comforting. But let's start the day, shall we? I mean, there's never a bad day or rainy day in Stardew Therapy because I always try and make it a sunny day. I think raining and thunder roaring is a bit too scary for me. Yep. But today we're going to be talking about just being poor. For those who are born in an immigrant parent kind of family, you understand this situation quite well. Like, I think my parents were born to immigrant parents, so I guess I'm second generation. Like, our grandparents moved here from China to get some better opportunities, and I think my grandfather also wasn't particularly educated, and I think in the early years, for some reasons, the older generation like to have a lot of kids, and this means that like 10 over kids are sharing I guess a single paycheck from the grandfather, and there isn't a lot of chance to be educated. So my parents were kind of educated until like middle school or something, or even lower than that, and it's pretty unfortunate. I think my parents are all like blue collar workers, so they do a lot of menial work and physical labor. And I think when we were growing up, life is pretty tough for sure. Like, I always wonder, like, why am I born in this situation? Like, I wish like I could have bought I could have the toys I wanted, and I think that was when I was young, and when I grew up I kind of realized it's like I wish I could have went overseas to study college, or perhaps get more opportunities. I think being in a privileged background, you definitely get more opportunities through networking and also maybe those people who are from a better background, their parents are I guess they are more, I suppose, I'm not quite sure whether intelligence makes a difference in this, but I'm quite sure. I've been thinking about this for quite some time, whether intelligence affect how you raise a kid, and I feel that it does. Like, you are able to self-reflect and think about your approach, whether you are right or wrong, and be analytical in terms of things, right? But nevertheless, it's not like a generalization where you are intelligent, then that means that you are a good parents for sure, because there are intelligent people, there are bad parents. And I felt that intelligence definitely played some parts. Our parents were very strict. They were, typical Asian parents. They will beat their child, capital punishment. It's not capital punishment. It's more of law, right? When they jail you and everything, and then they will beat you. But I think they will take like they will cane you, like small wooden sticks to cane you, slap on the wrist and all these kind of things. But that is fine. But I felt that one of the biggest impact really isn't just the education part, it's also mainly the money part, right? Like, as compared to my friends, their pocket money was way more than mine. I mean, they were getting like about $10 when we were very young, when we were in middle school or even lower. And then while I was only getting $5, and it's a huge difference, to be honest, because I think around middle school, the usual kind of like things that we do, we socialize a lot because there's so much time on our hand, right? We would like kind of relax and hang out at the mall, and after school we'll do that. And one of the biggest problem here really when it comes like the money is a huge issue because it's a routine thing where we will hang out at the mall and we will have fast food, you know, and then we will like just after school go to KFC, McDonald's or something, and then we just hang out. And even with like I'm not quite sure about US, like in Singapore there's like student meal in the past, and then you know student meal is very relatively affordable, $5. That's pretty affordable, right? But my pocket money is $5. So in school there's like canteen breaks, and like you know you will get breaks, right? And during these breaks you will have to buy food to feed yourself. And after I buy snacks to feed myself during lunchtime when everybody heads to the fast food restaurant, I have no money left because I spent like $1 out of like the $5, right? Or $1.50 out of the $5. And this puts me in a very weird position because I was never able to afford it. Like I always am short of like money, and I always like pray that like, okay, let's not go to the, hopefully we don't go to the fast food restaurant today so that I can save up the $3.50, and tomorrow when we go to the fast food restaurant I have enough money because I saved $3.50 today and I spend $1.50 tomorrow. I have like $3.50 plus $3.50, so that's enough. But oftentimes, you know, like we always go to the fast food restaurant, and what happens is that I can't pay for it. I have to borrow money from my friends, and I'm just grateful to my friends who are like nice, like those friends who actually were okay with lending me money, and they weren't like such an asshole over it. Because to be honest, if you have never been in the position of like borrowing money, you never understand. But for those who understand, like, you know, borrowing from certain people can be a chore for sure. Like when you borrow from these people, they'll take every opportunity to demean you, to be mean to you, to look down on you, and they will humiliate you. But whereas there are better friends who are like, you know, they know that you will return them, and or sometimes they'll just remind you, but overall they are not gonna be an asshole. Because when you borrow money from people, it kind of puts you in a differential power position. There's different power levels, right? Like because now you owe them money, they have some sort of control over you, and that becomes very awkward, you know. And it sucks for sure every time. And you know, there were some bad friends, there were some asshole friends that were just try and take every opportunity to do bad things to you. But I'm just glad that my friends were there. But even though my friends were nice about it, it still sucked either way, because you always have to borrow money, and it doesn't feel good no matter who you borrow from. And you also put people in a very awkward situation, right? When they try to lend you money, because they are not particularly rich as well. I came from a public school, not private school, and I come from a poorer side in Singapore, and like my friends are also not super rich as well, but they're definitely better off than me for sure. And this kind of created this mindset where like I really hated borrowing money, and I never wanted to be poor again. And I think after middle school, and there was a lot of opportunities to work, I started working part-time. And because I didn't have a lot of money, right, and buying expensive stuff was like impossible. So when I got my first paycheck, like which is like about $900, I just spent it on, I forgot what I spent it on, to be honest. I spent everything. I only remember one thing that I bought, which is like a Nike high cut shoe, like I think Air Jordans or something, and it was pretty nice. But overall, like the first two paycheck I spent the entire paycheck. And when I look back, like on the third month, I look back at the first and second month, I was astonished, you know, like, oh my god, I spent so much money. I don't even know what I spent on. And from that moment onwards, I just kind of like, I shouldn't be spending that much money. I should save up. And I wanted to save up because when I go to college, there are a lot of overseas opportunity. So I don't want to be one of those people that cannot, they are not able to afford like overseas opportunities, right? So I save up a lot, and I become so stingy. I'll become very frugal. Like I save up a lot of my money, and this become quite problematic because you know in university, in college, my friends are quite well off, and when you're well off, you can be generous, right? And when you are like, when you come from a poor background, you're very frugal. You can, this kind of behavior can be seen as stingy, and it never does well. It doesn't, your image doesn't look very well, right? When you are stingy and when your friends are saying, ah, it's okay, it's my treat. Like, let's not grumble over like a few cents or a few dollars because they can afford to do that. Whereas I, you know, becomes very awkward where where I am penny pinching, and that kind of sucks, to be honest. Like, I try to be more generous, but you can, you know, when it comes to money, you can be put in a very awkward situation, right? When you have friends like discussing about money. So, but I don't know, man. Just, and it also affects your relationship, like romantic relationship, right? Because when you are in a relationship, there will definitely be more expenditure. You need to save up to buy people, like buy your girlfriend present or boyfriend present. You go to restaurants more, you eat out more, and it's very hard to find people that are like, I mean, working adults. It's very hard to find people who are working and they are okay with like saving money and staying at home and eating together, right? And doing home cooked food. Because overall, I mean, once you start spending money, you want to treat yourself, and you know, expenditure goes high, and you need to put a lot of effort to spend money, to spend time together, and this becomes a huge issue, which, you know, it's hard to stomach because I don't want to spend any money, but you have to spend money to have this kind of shared experiences, right? Anyway, I'm just going around looking for, I don't know, flowers to pluck. Yeah. So, but overall, like, you know, being frugal definitely helped a lot. I no longer am in the position where I need to borrow money from people, and when I go out and drink with my friends, when I hang out late, I don't have to be scared. Like, you know, taking taxis home can be quite difficult, and and in Singapore, when car is like very expensive, right? Nobody owns a car, hardly anybody, so taking taxi is the norm. So this becomes a quite a good thing where, I mean, what is this? Do you have, do I have it? I don't think I have it. Yep. So having the finances, the money to just be able to do whatever you want, take a cab. If my laptop spoil now, I can just buy it without any hesitation. I think that is a huge privilege, and I'm just very grateful for that. And if you are stuck in the position that you're like in debt, I mean, especially like our American friends, perhaps have a plan in mind and live below your means, and just try your best to save up as much money as possible. And there's no shame in just being frugal, because you know, sometimes your friends are more generous, and just let them be. And you know, if your friends are really your friends, they will understand your situation, and there's no need to be ashamed of being poor. Just save up, and eventually you will get there. And it's like a process, right? It's a journey. And I guess that's what I want to talk about. You know, there's a lot of ramifications of being poor, and I don't think there's enough time to talk about everything. But for those who are in those situations, I'm just, you know, there's definitely light at the end of the tunnel for sure. At the end of the day, I think, you know, it's like your parents' situation won't follow you because you learn from your parents, right? And with internet, with access to education, you're definitely more educated and you have more opportunities. And you know, it really is up to you to figure this out. And I think you're a better position, and eventually things will kind of sort itself out as long as you keep trying, as long as you know, keep saving money and don't spend on frivolous things. I save up like 90% of my money. 10% I just spend it on basic necessities. Eating, spending on lunch, dinner, that's all. But at the end of the day, it also comes with a cost, I guess. You can't hang out that much, can't really, you know, I mean, relationships can be hard to come by, and I think I continue to look for a relationship, for a partner that comes from a similar background and understands me well, that can accept my lifestyle. But I just gotta keep trying. I suppose at the end of the day, I feel that being financially stable is my first priority. Then afterwards, after I'm financially stable, then I would perhaps look for a partner, explore life a little more. Yeah. So I guess that's that for tonight. I don't want to stay up too late, otherwise my energy will be very low. So that's the end. I hope this was useful for you.